What is up, guys, and welcome back to the FC's football channel. And today we have just beaten Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0 at Old Trafford in what is certainly Manchester United's best game under Erik Ten Hag so far. What a performance from the boys! What a performance! We absolutely tore Spurs apart, and that scoreline of 2-0 doesn't flatter us at all. We absolutely deserve that in every sense of the word. Absolutely fantastic. No, best game of the season, no doubt, and I completely agree. From minute one, we showed what we were about. We showed that intensity that was required. We dominated proceedings, and we got the goals that we so often in the past haven't got to show for our good performance. By the way, it's Monessi. I've changed. How can you change the channel? The name of the channel, mate. The best I've seen United play this season. And look, I think we're all in agreement. United today showed levels. And look, I mean, Monessi, I was on your show at the start of the season, and I said Spurs weren't going to get top four. And I said, and I was laughed at for saying Man United will get top four. Based on that performance, why can't we? Now, obviously, it's going to be a really long season, and it's the start of what will still be a long season. We're 10 games into our season, Spurs are 11. It's the start of a season, but I think that plays into United's hands because we're only going to get better in my eyes. I don't see us getting worse. I see us getting better. And this is, we're 10 games into the process with Erik Ten Hag. Yes, we're going to have bad games. Yes, we'll have performances that, like the Newcastle game, where we're not good enough. But at the end of the day, that is the standard now. That is the game we look to every time we play badly. Every game we play, we look at this performance, this standard, and say that's what we have to match every week. This is somewhere we have to go and expect to play like this every week. And great momentum to go into playing Chelsea. You're absolutely right. And we play like this against Chelsea, we can beat them, and we will beat them, because I don't think there's many teams that would beat us if we play like that every week. That's the only issue. We know this Man United team are capable of performances like this and going away to Chelsea and getting dick 3-0. I mean, look at the Everton game. First half, we was unbelievable. We was all saying that's probably the best we've seen Erik Ten Hag's United team against Everton. Went to Newcastle. We weren't terrible against Newcastle. I think that's important. But we weren't amazing. And that's the worry, that we kind of collapse again. But as long as we keep it steady, we keep it moving, we keep playing like we have today, there's absolutely no reason why we can't win the league. Not league, sorry. We can't win against Chelsea. We can't win a lot of games this season. We can't get top four. That's what I meant to say. Fred made up for his shit performance against Newcastle. The reason why we want Ronaldo started. Never played well when he started. City would. That's all. Well, that's what I mean. Cristiano Ronaldo. Look, I've discussed about Cristiano Ronaldo so often. I don't think he's United quality anymore. There's a reason why we tried to ship him off this summer, and nobody wanted to come near him because he's not the player he once was, and it's a sad reality. Because we all wish he was the Ronaldo that was bagging goals for Real Madrid when they were winning 4 Champions Leagues in a row. Or, sorry, 3 Champions Leagues in a row. But he's not that anymore. And that's why no one wanted him. That's why he starts on the bench most weeks. And look, I was saying this on Twitter earlier. And this is kind of the last thing I want to say about... Well, I'll say this, and then I want to say one more thing about Ronaldo. When Martial, when he got fit again, when he came back from injury, he was straight into the team against Everton. He was on the bench for one game and then was straight into the team. That was from injury. Ronaldo, he only starts in Europa League and when other players are injured. Rashford started on the bench against Newcastle because Rashford was ill. He was ill, and that's why he couldn't start. So Ronaldo started. But when was the last time Ronaldo started? The amount of times Ronaldo's been fully fit and he's sat on the bench for that front four to play Marcus Rashford up top. And I don't think Marcus Rashford's an unbelievable striker. I don't think he can really play there. But I'd rather have Rashford up top than Ronaldo. And so would Ten Hag. Why is that? Because, like I say, Martial, he came straight back into the team. But Ronaldo can't hold a place in that team. Because he's not the player he once was. And the last thing I want to say on Ronaldo, I think he was an absolute disgrace today. When he was pictured in like the 90th minute, just after there was the 4 minutes added on, when he was pictured walking down the tunnel, I think that was a disgrace. He's meant to be the role model. He's meant to be the leader in this dressing room. Leaving before the end of the game it's pathetic. It's childish. And look, he's meant to be a leader. He's meant to be a role model, and that was the exact opposite of what you expect of a leader and a role model. And yeah, so like I said, I found that a bit disgraceful, to be fair, to be honest. And this is coming from someone who, I think Ronaldo, well, I don't think he's a first team player anymore. I think he has a role to play, and I think that leadership role and that kind of being the inspiration and helping these young players grow is something he can really do. But things like that doesn't get me on side. Nothing can be just deluded as Tony. He's a great laugh. I tell you what comedian in the future from Tony. The delusion on that lad is unbelievable. But look, let's get on to the player ratings. Obviously, you guys can let me know your player ratings in the chat as well. 6 is average, 5 is slightly below average, 7 is above average, 8's good, great, 9's great, 10 is unbelievable. David De Gea, and look, today I think we're going to get a lot of 8s, a lot of 7s and 8s, and a couple 9s. David De Gea, for me, he's gonna get an 8. Now, look, he didn't have loads to do, but I thought the things he did do, he did quite well. I think distribution-wise, he was great. He obviously got his clean sheet. I like to, if De Gea gets a clean sheet, or whoever's in goal gets a clean sheet, I like to give him that 7. Especially if he doesn't have much to do, he can't do much. But what gives him an 8 over a 7 for me is the save that leads to the second goal. Now, it wouldn't have counted if it went in. De Gea doesn't know that. Man United don't know that. De Gea has to make that save, which he does. He makes a great save against Kane, and that what leads to the second goal. The goal that kills the game. Without De Gea, we don't get that second goal. Yes, Spurs wouldn't. It doesn't matter because Spurs wouldn't have scored, but the second goal comes from De Gea's save. So he gets an 8 for that for me. Diogo Dalot, I thought he was really good today. Same with Luke Shaw. I thought both the whole defence and Casemiro are great. I'm going to give Casemiro a 9. I'm going to give Lisandro Martinez a 9. Varane an 8. Dalot I thought Dalot and Martin. Feel bad not giving them both. Not giving Shaw and thingy. I think Martinez and Casemiro were slightly on a different level. I think they were slightly better than Varane, than the rest of the defence / midfield, I guess. The defensive unit. At the defensive unit, I thought Shaw, unbelievable. Dalot, unbelievable. But Casemiro and Martinez, I think they were slightly on different levels. I think they were unbelievable. And I think Martinez is proving time and time again why we spent the money we did on him. Why the nonsense that the likes of Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville was spewing about him being too short, about him not being big enough for the Premier League and the physical side of the Premier League is nonsense because he's been unbelievable again. He wins his duels. He wins his battles in the air. He's smart. He puts his body about. He knows how to kind of pin a forward. And his passing, his distribution from the back is unbelievable. He can pass through the lines like nobody else in this team can. He's absolutely fantastic, and I'm so happy he's in our defence. And someone like Arsenal didn't go and get him, because I think he's unbelievable. He is fantastic. Fred's going to get an 8. He got the goal. Technically, I don't think he got the assist. But essentially was a big part of the assist for Bruno's goal. And as MUFC said, Fred really made up for his poor performance against Newcastle. I think he was really good today. At the end of the day, is Fred good enough to be a Manchester United player long term? No, I don't think he is. But performances like that, he has every chance of being a squad player for United, because today he was fantastic. Really, he offered legs in the midfield. He was closing people down. Got the goal, the all-important opening goal, which obviously won United the game in the end. But he was causing a lot of problems. I think Fred had a really good game today. I was happy with Fred today. He gets an 8. I'm going to give Bruno a 9. Bruno, 9. Creative, yes. He created 6 chances in that first half. Got his goal. Was so close to a second. Look, we know Bruno Fernandes, he has his limitations. Sometimes he can be wasteful with the ball. But today, at the end of the day, what's important is that we get the win. He played a massive role in that, getting the second goal. He was creative. He was creating chances. He could have had a couple of assists in that first half. 6 chances created in that first half alone. That's quality. Really happy with Bruno Fernandes today. Really, really happy. I don't think Anthony's quite a 10. I think Anthony's an 8. Anthony, first half especially, was really lively. Second half, I thought he died off a little bit. But I was really happy with Anthony. I think he looked dangerous every time he attacked. He's so silky, man. He is so silky. And I was saying it in the first half. He is the man, Anthony. He is the man. You get the ball to him in, and he runs with it. And he looks dangerous. And every time you believe, we're going to score this time, he's going to score. He's going to do something out of the blue. He can sit players down. He can do everything with that ball. He is an unbelievable player. We spent a lot of money on Anthony. And I always say this about top players. Top players, well, sorry, expensive players, not top players. The biggest compliment you can pay to a really expensive player is you don't talk about his price tag. You look at players like Paul Pogba, Harry Maguire, Jack Grealish to a certain extent, especially last season. Their price tag is constantly mentioned. And why is that? It's because they're not performing. Because they're not playing at a high enough level, their price tag will constantly be brought up. Oh, Harry Maguire's an £80 million centre-back. He has to be unbelievable every game. But you look at some of the players in this squad. Anthony, very expensive right winger. Price tag hasn't been mentioned at all. Lissandro Martinez was an expensive centre-back. His price tag hasn't been questioned at all. Same with Casemiro. Because these players are quality. They are playing at a top level. There's no need to question them, because price tags only matter when you're playing badly, essentially. You're playing well. Yes, you might have been an overpay, but you're playing well. So you pay for that performance. So I'm really happy with him. Jadon Sancho, I think he was one of the weak links today. I don't think he played badly. And I think a 7.5 would be fair. But I think both the English forwards 7s. I think when it comes to Sancho, I think he was all right. I don't think he was unbelievable. I don't think he was terrible. I think he was okay. Certainly not a bad performance. Certainly not something that you'd really complain about. But we know Sancho's capable of more. We know how good Sancho can be. It's all about game time. It's all about getting that game time, getting in the rhythm, getting used to the players around you. And I think slowly but surely Sancho's getting there. I think Sancho's a good player, and I'm very happy with him. He didn't put a foot wrong today. I think we can see more of him. So that's why he gets a 7. And Marcus Rashford, look, he was dangerous at times, but look, I think we see that he's not a striker. I think he should score that first chance he gets in the first half against where Hugo Lloris makes his first good save. Look, it's a great save by Lloris, but it's a great ball from Fred, and I said it during the watch long. Erling Haaland scores that. I think Ronaldo probably scores that. I think Martial might score that. And Marcus Rashford doesn't. And that's the difference for me. And I think there was a couple more chances. Generally, he caused problems for the back line. It could have been a 7.5, maybe an 8. But I don't think he was I don't think he was quite as good as Anthony. So that's why he's a 7. But again, I can't really complain too much. I thought he played well. A few things here and there that he needs to work on, but nothing that we don't know about already. He played well. I'm happy. Then we go to the bench. Scott McTominay, Ericsson, and Alanga. None of them played long enough to really get anything higher than a 6. They all get 6s. And I'm actually going to give Cristiano Ronaldo a 0. Look, I try to be fair with the player ratings. I don't like to give stupid player ratings. If a player's played well, I like to say they've played well. But how you can not play a minute and leave me feeling like shocked by you and feeling like you're a disgrace, it's a 0. It's a 0 for me. Anthony found Kane Son in his pocket. He found when he was cleaning his pockets in the changing room. Rashid playing instead of Roddy was fine. To me, look, yeah, exactly. That's why Ronaldo gets a 0 for walking out. I don't care about Ronaldo. Like, Ronaldo can leave. I don't give a shit about him. For all my criticism of Rashford, I will play Rashford up top every game before I would want Cristiano Ronaldo based on what we've seen this season. If he can get back to something closer to his best, which I doubt he can, but Cristiano Ronaldo's career has been proving people wrong. So I would love to be proven wrong. Ronaldo will get his chances in the Europa League. There's no doubt about that. But right now, based on how Rashford is playing as a striker and Ronaldo as a striker, I'm taking Rashford every single day of the week. And I'm not even considering Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's just how I see it at the moment. I would love Ronaldo to prove me wrong and be this unbelievable striker that we know he once was. I don't think he is now. So that is my thoughts on Ronaldo. Erik Ten Hag today. I'm going to give Ten Hag a 10. I think he got it bang on. I think he got it absolutely spot on. I'm really happy with Ten Hag today. He gets a 10. And man of the match. Now, obviously, we got a couple of 9s. And it could have went to any of them. I'm going to give it to Casemiro. I think he protects that back line so well. And gives us a foundation to go out and attack. He was everywhere on that pitch today. Bruno Fernandes couldn't play the game he did today. Same with Anthony. Same with Sancho. Same with Rashford. Same with Fred. If it wasn't for him, that back line wouldn't be so secure as it is without Casemiro. And I think as a United fan, having seen Fred and McTominay play that position together so often, it's so nice and refreshing to see Casemiro do it and do it properly. Such a good player, Casemiro. He's my man of the match for today. Players like Bruno Fernandes and Lisandro Martinez, they're close seconds, but not quite. Ronnie may score, but he walking out, making faces, I think that's bad. Erik Ten Hag, no. Yes. And the final thing I say on Ronaldo, before we end the stream, Ronaldo is right not to be being played. If Erik Ten Hag believed he was good enough, he'd be playing. If Ronaldo was good enough, he'd be playing. He's not, because he's not the player he once was. He's got an ego that still believes he's the best player in the world. He's not. And I think he's a bit of a, like I said, walking out is a disgrace. That's just a bad and bad influence to have when you're meant to be the leader, you're meant to be the role model. To be walking out before the end of the game is disgraceful. It's pathetic. And I'm more than happy for him not to play him in it United for the rest of the season and ship him off in January if we can. Which I don't think we can because no one wants it. And there's a reason for that, ultimately. My man of the match is David De Gea. We went to sign shirts when the game was going, as he would do a bunch of kids. De Gea's a boy. De Gea's proven a lot of people wrong this season. I'm really happy to see. But look, that is going to be it from me today. If you have enjoyed, please do hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new and you haven't already. That would be greatly appreciated. We will be back for more watch-alongs and more match reactions and all things football really here on the channel. Erik Ten Hag, I will deal with that tomorrow. And I'm really happy to hear Erik Ten Hag has spoken up about it and will deal with it. We saw something similar in pre-season. He left early and Erik Ten Hag didn't like that then. So he definitely won't like this now in the league game. But yeah, thank you all for watching and I'll see you all in the next one in a bit.